All right, everyone, and welcome to Native News Today. This is Jason Salzman, your host, and we have a lot of great things lined up, so let's get started with it right now. We have Principal Chief A.D. Ellis at the first session of the new Muskogee Creek Nation National Council giving his State of the Nation address, laying out what has been going on in the first 4 years of his first term and putting out a vision for the next 4 years of his second term. I know everybody's very excited about that, and we'll have his comments here today for you a little bit later in the show. Also, we'll be taking a look at the Council Oak Tree and a documentary being made about this historic site of the Muskogee Creek Nation in downtown Tulsa. Our own Joshua Slane and Gerald Wofford have been putting this together, and we're glad to show you pieces of that this week and in the coming weeks on Native News Today. All that and more as we get started. Everybody get a chair, kick back, enjoy the ride.
Smali, tasa ko chusinili ang ginaistun sanga.
Pangana riibe hayat kaus.
Ada magas.
Pangana hayat kiruang noge.
Fanny molu jo subananga.
Tu morsati.
Hitla hani subani doang.
What? Hiji mokhetsari chin hisakta das tumidanga.
Mahisi mokka jadi wekki diga. Hisagida ran hiliga. Ampane hayat kiruang.
Hisimani. Matse.
The Muskogee Creek Nation Tobacco Prevention Program offers all cessation classes to young and old. For more information about a healthier life and a second wind, contact one of these centers nearest you.
Hijida. Hilishwo fatsa. Siyanejida dos. Moes.
Where hisi mokkeskara mokkenzak noar stinokesis.
One of the more historical sites of the Muskogee Creek Nation is located right in the heart of downtown Tulsa. It's the Council Oak Tree, and it's of the Legiboga people where they put their fire from Georgia and the lands in the east. And Joshua Slane and Gerald Wofford have been documenting this historical site for the Muskogee Creek Nation, and we'll take a look at some of their work right now.
The Council Oak Tree is a landmark in Indian Territory. It marks where the Locobocha people celebrated their last dance before giving up their fire. It marks where the great chief Abithal Yahola met with the Muskogee leaders to plan their flight to Kansas during the Civil War. And it is the location where a yearly ceremony is held in honor of the remaining tribal towns and in honor of the tribal towns that are no longer with us. This documentary is an examination of the Council Oak and the importance of the events that it marks.
I think of the ceremony as being important as a time to express our unity and identity so that our neighbors, our non-Indian neighbors, know that we're still here and still proud of who we are.
The Council Oak became part of the Muskogee Creek history when the Locobocha tribal town settled around it after they were forcibly brought on the Trail of Tears as part of the Muskogee Nation and brought to Oklahoma. Robert Trapp, Muskogee historian and descendant of the Locobocha tribe, speaks of the Muskogee Nation's forced removal.
The first removal parties were the voluntary parties that started moving out here in 1829 and 1830. Those settlements are almost all along the Verdigris and the Arkansas River. So those were the communities that moved out here in the late 1820s and early 1830s. And it wasn't until beginning about 1836, more 1837, 38, and 39, that the towns that had remained in Alabama began moving out here. And it's talked about as the forced removal because our 1832 treaty did not require the tribe to remove. It gave the tribe the option of moving out here, but technically the head of each household received a reservation in Alabama, and they were free to sell those reservations.
This past week at the regular session of the Muskogee Creek Nation National Council, Principal Chief A.D. Ellis gave his State of the Nation address. If you weren't able to attend, these comments will let you in on his vision for the next 4 years in the Muskogee Creek Nation.
Now let's welcome Principal Chief Ellis. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, National Council representatives, employees, visitors. I'd like to recognize the Second Chief, Alfred Berryhill, for being here. Two Supreme Court Justice, Mr. Amerighi and Mr. Ware. Thank you very much. We're starting a new 4-year administration, and as Mr. Reverend Fish said, the people of the Muskogee Nation pick these leaders to represent them here at the tribe, and I would like to say to them that I believe that our nation is in good hands. In the last 5 months, I've made so many speeches, had 21 forums to go to, same speech over and over and over, another one at the inauguration, what we've done in the last 4 years. This morning I'm going to try to state what we need to do in the next 4 years, or we'll try to attempt to do. In February, I will send a bill to the council on reorganization of the administration. Some of the easy things we'll do, we'll move the construction service division under the executive office. We have so many construction projects going on that Mr. Cheney is unable to put the attention to all of them that should be. He's also running the road program. So we're going to revamp this and get him, hire another engineer, try to thin this out a little bit so that we can take care of all the growth that this nation has. Our public relations office, the public relations person, Mr. Gouge, has been in my office, and there's a misconception that he is the chief's PR person. He's not my PR person, he's the nation's PR person. So he already is in a different office, and he will have a separate budget in the coming years. Every day there's people come from all over the world into the executive office with business deals. And excuse me, we have to take time to talk to them, evaluate them. And this is what our Trade and Commerce Division is for, commercial businesses. From now on, we're going to refer all businesses to Trade and Commerce. We need to spend more time running our government instead of getting in business deals. They're supposed to be the experts, so we're going to put the load on them. I'm also going to give the Trade and Commerce full authority over the industrial park. Some of those businesses we've been talking about are worldwide businesses. They're some good, some are bad. But they have the board members that can separate those good ones and bad ones, and I hope the council will support in Trade and Commerce, because in the last 6 months I've seen a big improvement over there. I've seen a big improvement in the people that works in the travel plaza. You used to walk in there and nothing is said to you, but now they're more friendly, they're customer friendly, and I think that's a good start for Trade and Commerce. In that reorganization, we'll change the title of our deputy directors to directors. people have come up to them and asked them, well, you're Deputy Director of Tribal Affairs. Who's Director of Tribal Affairs? There's a space in there that nobody's in, and I would think they would be better if they were directors, not deputy directors, because we do have an executive director who is in charge of all the directors. The Secretary of the Nation. The council will get a recommendation, maybe already have it on Secretary of the Nation person I've already picked, and we'll send him to the council for confirmation. We're also in the process of establishing veterans preference in all jobs in the Creek Nation. It'll work basically the same as Creek preference does. I think our veterans need a chance to work for the nation if they want to. All program information, all pieces of legislation will be sent to the people on the internet. I think our Creek people need to know everything that's going on here, and we will do our best to get the information out to the people. And anybody that wants any information, they can contact my office, and the people all over the world that's watching today, we'll do the same thing for you, Creek citizens. Another suggestion I have, I think maybe there's a couple tribes that does this, but I want to give every Creek-speaking employee of this nation a 50-cent an hour bonus for speaking the Creek language. We have lots of Creek speakers, but we have a language program and we need more people to speak the language. And I think this is an incentive to get more people to do that. I want every employee cross-trained that works in this administration. I myself have gone to departments for information, and this person is not there. They're off. Maybe off for a week. Don't get any information. I want every employee cross-trained, that somebody in that department can answer your questions. I will be bringing you legislation in the near future, probably next month or so, for more office spaces. Our industrial park will be finished. We've got hundreds of people that are off tribal land. Hopefully, the industrial park will be in trust. We need to get all those people offices, need to get them centralized so that our citizens don't have to run downtown, run out here, run to the tag office. We need them available here so that all people have that opportunity. New jobs. Holdenville Casino will open February 11th with approximately 30 jobs. Our child support division is going to have 9 to 12 new jobs. Our housing manufacturing in Holdenville, counting the crews and everything, will probably have 30 additional jobs. Our TANF program, 10 jobs. Bristow Casino will be open. Within the next 3 months, we'll create up to 99 new jobs. And by the end of September, when the Tulsa Casino opens, we should have a total of 700 new jobs this year for our people. One very delicate problem we have is community gaming. I've tried this before and wasn't successful, but I would urge the council to place Bristow and Dakota gaming facilities under the Gaming Operation Authority Board, because the Indian Regulatory Act of '88 says all gaming shall be run by the nation. The gaming license of this nation is in the Muskogee Creek Nation's name. That means all the people of this nation should profit from gaming, not just a few. To We have 21 active communities right now. We have 4 actively in gaming right now: Eufaula, Shakota, Duck Creek, and Okemah. We have 2 more that will be coming on: Holdenville and Bristow. Those 4 created $1,069,000 last month in revenues. Half of that was roughly $500,000. We take 10% of the profit from those communities. Only 10%, that leaves them 40%. That's, I don't have the figures exactly. Then we take the 10% and divide it by 21 communities. And each community in this nation will get a check for $2,500 every month of the year. That includes the ones that have gaming. When Holdenville and Bristow come on, it'll probably raise to $3,500 a month. Now we've got Hannah, Dustin, Cromwell, Okfuskee, Kellyville, Dewar, Wilson, and Wheeleska that has no enterprise at all and no money. This will give them opportunities for economic development. They deserve some of this gaming money also. Brian, and I'll give you a little story that I don't like to think about, but it's a true story. Shakota and Eufaula both have sizable bank accounts, probably in the millions. Same district has Hannah, which Mr. Proctor is from the Hannah area. I'm glad to see someone from that area on here. I was down to Hannah in July last year. Went in the community center. They're trying to farm. That's all they can do down there. They don't even have money to do that because the council has to subsidize it. I went inside the community and there was piles of purple hull peas there and piles of corn that had been picked. There's no money in farming. If you ever farmed, you know that. And a lady pulled up in an old van, about 50 years old. I won't say names, but I knew her. She carried in 3 baskets of purple hull peas and dumped them out on the pile. She was wet from head to toe, sweating. Her hair was wet. She'd been out there on her knees picking purple hull peas for about $5 a bushel. That community needs economic development. Those older people don't need to be out in the field picking purple hull peas. Another thing that we have done in the past is special appropriations. In '07, the National Council had a little over $7 million in special appropriations for numbers, hundreds of things. I'm glad to say that they do have $1 million set aside for churches and ceremonial grounds at this time, which will stop a lot of that. But for the new council members, there is a law out here, NCA 02081. The council passed this law. The purpose of this act is require that people or organizations seeking financial help shall follow funding guidelines. Educational curriculum, special appropriations. The individuals or entities shall furnish no less than 50% of what they need. Churches and ceremonial grounds. Churches and ceremonial grounds participate in the funding by self-funding equal to no less than 50% of the cost. Hobbies and athletics. We recently gave $100,000 to an athletic group. These special appropriations will require self-funding by the individual or entity equal to no less than 75% of their stated needs. This is the council's law that has been violated hundreds of times with that $7 million. Now, I asked the council, are we going to follow our own laws? If we're not going to follow them, let's repeal it. And I'm guilty of not vetoing them all. I broke the same law. But let's either repeal this law and get rid of it or follow the law that this council passed. I got a letter yesterday from a prominent person in the tribe that went to one of our divisions. She was, I won't mention any names, but she was insulted by how she was treated. And I have got to get the people in this administration to treat our people with respect. If it wasn't for these people, we wouldn't have a job. We work for them. We don't need to be coming to a place and talking to them while we're on the phone with our neighbor's boyfriend or something. That's not the way we should operate. We need to get some kind of specialized training for our employees. We need to serve these people we need to smile at these people. I don't want the citizens coming in and abusing our employees. I also don't want our employees abusing our citizens. I read a little short story about Quick Trip, and they're one of our competitors, but when you go in Quick Trip, they're required to speak to you, good morning, how's your family, something. They're required to do that, to hold that job. We need to take some of their ideas. We need to finish the all-purpose building. I made an announcement over at the festival 3 years ago. At the next festival, we would be playing basketball in that all-purpose building. We're not. We haven't even started on it. It's another example that our engineering staff is covered up with work. We are taking bids on it now. I don't know when we'll ever be in it, but we're doing our best to finish it. Nutrition centers at Okemah, Wetumpka, Tulsa. Wetumpka is under construction. Okemah is not. I told the representatives from Okemah I will work with them any way I can to get those people out of that casino. We've done it for a lot of them. We need to get Okemah people out of it. We need to finish the Tulsa casino. Very important. We need the funding, the extra funding that we'll get from there. The Eufaula Clinic. I'm going to appoint somebody probably next week to get on this, pull it together. I think the council passed a law that gave us the authority to build it instead of the health system. I want somebody to get with the health system, get those plans back over here, and let's get started on the Eufaula Clinic. We will create an oversight committee similar to Quita, which has done a great job on the Quita Clinic. Our college has got the HUD grant, $800,000 HUD grant, and I don't believe there will be any stalling there. Jim King is an expert on those HUD grants, and I think he will lead them through it, and I think we'll see a big growth in the college. Political involvement. Last year we was involved with a lot of politicians from the state and federal level, and we can already see a big difference. When we go to Oklahoma City now, we can get something done. There's several senators, especially the Native American caucus. It's a powerful caucus up there now. We got some creeks on it. And anytime we want something done, a bill put through, they are really out there to help us, and we will need them in the future. The Constitutional Commission case was finalized last week, and the Supreme Court said that the council members sitting on this commission were there illegally. So we're going to have to put citizens on that commission and move on. Let our people of this nation decide what they want, not our political people. The administration must run tribal programs better. It all falls on me. We will do our best to run the programs better, more efficient, and we hope to bring change to this nation with better programs. I was having a staff meeting the other day, and I looked at myself, Roger Wiley, Mike Flood, all my cabinet, and every one of us are gray-headed. So it's so good to see some of these young people coming on the National Council, and we got to have more, because our time is about over. My time is over 4 years from now. So we need to bring new people, younger people, highly educated people into this government, and I think you'll see new ideas, new growth, and I urge our citizens to remember this and take action on this. Thank you very much.
All right, that's going to wrap us up for this week. We hope everyone enjoyed what we had out there. We had the comments from the Principal Chief, and we also had a look at the Council Oak Tree in downtown Tulsa. On a somber note, I want to say that the Creek Nation, since we joined you last, lost a terrific employee for many years over at the accounting department, Mr. Bill Brady. But me personally, I lost a great friend. Known Bill for a long time from Eufaula, and his family's from back there, and just forged a great friendship with him over the years. Just such a cool guy, and but I know he's in a better place. So I just want to say my hearts are out with all of my friends and family that have felt that loss, as well as everyone around here that lost a great asset to this tribe as a wonderful employee. And Bill, we're going to miss you, buddy, and I can't wait to see you again. So want to say that, and also I want to send out thoughts and prayers with Larry Cowie. He is a National Council member. He was just elected this last term, and unfortunately Larry had a stroke of bad luck and had some health issues hit him, and he is up in a hospital right now, but we are continuing to pray for him and believe that he'll have a speedy recovery. So I hope to see Larry again real soon back on his feet, and praying for that, and everybody here is agreement on that. So we'll see you guys next week, and we'll be back same time, same place. Native News Today, 1:30 on CW 1219. You guys have a good week.